parents because they all went through puberty and stuff like that as well. And I said, oh my God, my mother and father knows what I'm doing. And I just feel very guilty.
What does feeling guilty look like now when you're in the presence of your father or mother?
Just feel very kind of agitated and embarrassed coming down even from going to the toilet even. And I couldn't look at them or...
You couldn't look at them. Go on.
Sometimes you just be embarrassed.
What does embarrassed look like here?
Blushing, or red, or hot, or sweaty, or clammy, or something. You're afraid to come back into the room.
Continue now. That's good. Just continue now. Just do whatever else comes to mind.
I sometimes get that way. If I'm out and if I'm going to go into a pub or just going out, if I'm going in on my own, I have to be very conscious of going into a room on my own or a pub on my own. When I come to the door, I almost get embarrassed, and when I'm walking through the room, I get very embarrassed. Or pub, or sometimes I'd just go as far as the door and I'd walk back out again or something. I wouldn't go in at all. I'd be too self-conscious. I think that's connected a bit there. The same kind of feelings, and sweaty and hot and stupidly. Absolutely stupid feelings. Self-consciousness.
But now you can see where they're coming from, can't you?
Yeah.
Very good. You're coming down from upstairs, you've been masturbating in the bathroom, you come down and you're going into the living room, mum and dad is there, you're finding it difficult to look at them, you just don't want to look at them, you're feeling uneasy, sweaty, afraid going into the room. Link and connect that now to another memory, just the very next thing now that comes to mind, the very next memory now. Now what are you seeing there, Richard? What are you feeling? What do you now see there in your mind's eye?
I'm after getting a spin to school from a friend of mine, his father. And again, driving along with a car. All the motion makes me get an erection again. We're getting out of the car, and usually I used to be able to kind of fix it in such a way that it would be less noticeable. It wouldn't be kind of sticking out. Big bulge in my pants out to the side or anything. But this time I can't, and the car stopped kind of close to the school, and there's a girls' school there as well. And I have to get out, and just for a split second or two, there's this erection sticking out the side, bulge in my pants, and I'm totally embarrassed. I'm sure the girls are after seeing it. Just for a second, I'd like to get my sack or my coat or something into it, just to hide it.
Connecting right now, the very next thing that comes to mind now. Very next memory. Now what are you seeing, Richard? What are you feeling? What do you now see there in your mind, sir?
I just remember coming home from Kaylee in school one night. Oh no, I was supposed to be at it. No, I didn't go to it, yeah. And we were drinking. Me and my gang, my buddies. So-called buddies. We just got on by the old, the former school of my primary school. And just start breaking all the windows. Just smashing all the windows. Jesus. I'm drunk, I'm only about 14, 15. I remember, and the guards came, I think, and we ran away, we got away anyway. I remember the following morning going down to Mass, and it was kind of a windy day and the blinds were down and the blinds were blown out through the windows and absolute mass destruction of the whole downstairs of the building. I was absolutely horrified. I was absolutely horrified, disgusted with myself. Couldn't believe what I did. God. And I think that was the last straw with the guards, because I'd been in cahoots with this gang for ages, and we'd broken into places and robbed things and broken cars and general vandalism and stuff like that. And a lot of my other so-called friends had been picked up by the guards over the previous weeks, and they'd all given statements, and my name was mentioned in the statements. And I think the guards were aware of the other gang members, but they weren't me because I was kind of new on the scene. And eventually, the day or 2 days after that, I think it was the Monday after that, yeah, the guards came to the door and they wanted to bring me to the guard station for questioning. So my mother and father come up with me, and some like 30 or 40 charges or incidents against me. And I'm told to cooperate and pay everything, and so I do. And they were saying that they had all statements about it anyway, so I might as well say it and ask me for other names and of people and what happened and how did you do this and how did you get in here, and my mother and father are totally devastated, absolutely shocked and horrified. And we just go home then, and I get the Probation Act, and if I stay bound to the peace for a couple of years, all the charges are squashed and I never have any record, and my mother and father keep me in and don't allow me to go out after school at all for ages. And I go from school and back from school straight away. Not allowed to see the gang, my former friends. And I feel that I let them down so badly. Not so badly. And even when I was taking the money from my father's pockets and stuff like that, I kept on saying to myself as justification that I'll pay him back and I'll look after him when I'm when I'm working, and we'll have a great time. We'll go for drinks together and go for a few pints together, and really look after him and pay him back all the money that I took. And about I don't know, 6-9 months later he died. He got a heart attack at 37. 37. And I could never pay him back. I feel responsible for that as well, in some way.
Just let it go, Richard. Just let it go. Just let it go now. Just let it go now. You're holding on to it long enough. Just let it go. Just let it go.
I really let him down.
Come on, just let it go now. You're holding on to it long enough.
All through my life since I tried. If my father is looking down me, which I hope he is, if there is a heaven, I really keep on trying, hoping that he's proud of me. I never got in trouble again since. Never ever. Just wish I could talk to him. Tell him that I love him.
Just imagine that your dad is just alongside you now. Just imagine that he's there. Just imagine that he's putting his hand on your shoulder and he's saying to you, it's okay. I understand. It's alright. Everything's okay. Now what do you want to say to him, Richard?
I love you. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for letting you down. I'm really, really sorry. I didn't mean it.
Mm-hmm. What else do you want to say to him now?
Just that I love him. And that I really tried to do my best. And when he died, I was the eldest. I am the eldest. And up to the time I got married, I gave my mother half my wages. I haven't been very good to her financially since after I got married her. Which I couldn't, but when I could, I did. I had my own life at that stage. And since I separated, I just haven't got the money.
Again now, just imagine Dad just putting his hands on your shoulders and just saying, look, I understand. And everything's fine. And that he is proud of you. And that he does love you. How does that make you feel? How do you feel about that?
Better.
Okay. Now, Richard, I want you to imagine for me now that you're going back into that room, to that young Richard where that man touched him now. And I want you to put your arms around that young Richard and tell him that it's not his fault. Tell him that it's not his fault. He done nothing wrong here. Put your arms around that young kid. Tell him that you love him now. That he's okay. That he's okay. Telling him there's nothing to feel guilty about at all. He's done nothing wrong. And just make him feel good about himself. Make him feel good about his sexuality. Make him realize that getting erections and masturbations and fantasies are natural and everybody goes through that. And it's okay. Now what are you saying to that young kid, Richard?
Just tell him that it's okay. Everything will be okay. Everything is fine.
Just say that to him now. Everything's fine. Everything's okay.
Everything's fine. Everything's okay.
And how's the young lad feeling now?
He's feeling a lot better, a lot calmer. Less confused.
Now I want you now to bring him with you to look your mum in the eye. And look your grandmother in the eye. Yeah? How's that feeling?
Yeah, he's a lot better now.
Okay. Just relaxing, Richard, now. Relaxing very, very deeply now. Just bringing all those emotions under your control now. Just bringing all those emotions under your control. Just bringing your mind back to today, tomorrow, and all the good days to come. At the end of the session now, I want you to have a thorough appreciation of how very capably you worked today. You worked very hard today. And I hope that your unconscious mind now will take a great deal of pride and a great deal of pleasure in how hypnotically talented you are and in how much you've accomplished here today. You're going to find now that those tensions in your mind will be played out at night in your dreams. And you'll remember your dreams and write down your dreams. And just bring along your written dreams with you now, please, the next time you come in to see me. And the next time you come in to see me, you're going to find it far easier now for you to remember things. Easier to trust, easier for you to tell. It'll all become easier to you now the next time you come in to see me. You're finding that you're able to remember incidences from the past. Incidences where there's been a great deal of emotion, and you're releasing now both the memories and the emotions of these incidences. Now, shortly I'm going to count between 1 and 5, and on the count of 5 now I'm going to say fully aware. Once I say fully aware, your eyelids open, you're then calm, rested, refreshed, relaxed, fully aware, and feeling good in every way. 1, slowly, calmly, easily, and gently now returning to your full awareness once again. 2, Each nerve and muscle in your body is loose, limp and relaxed, and you're feeling wonderfully good. 3, from head to toe, you're feeling perfect in every way. 4, your eyes begin to feel sparkling clear, just as though they were bathed in cool spring water. And the next number, your eyelids open, you're then calm, rested, refreshed, relaxed, fully aware, and feeling good in every way. 5, eyelids wide open now, fully aware. Take a good deep breath, filling your lungs and stretching. Wow, wasn't that fun? You kind of, there's a tissue there for you now. I think you need that. If you just want to leave the headphones on just for a second, you kind of surprised yourself there now, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah? How's that? Do you want to tell me about it?
I think I realised where a lot of the embarrassment, the blushing was coming from, you know.
Right.
And I associated it to memories in my past. The same feelings that I have even going into rooms.
Right.
Now, you know.
Okay.
And looking at people in the eye.
You can see
I see where it's coming from, yeah.
Have you ever seen it quite like that before?
No.
No?
No.
That incident about the man on the stool touching you, were you aware of that prior to coming here?
Yeah, I was aware of it, but I just put it into the back of my mind, really, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I know it happened and I was aware of it, but I didn't really think about it for years.
Okay. Now, can you think for me, please, now, of a memory in your past where you felt brilliant? You scored a goal, you came first in something, a memory whereby you just felt absolutely on top of the world. Can you think of such a thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want you to bring that image up to your mind. Make it bigger, make it brighter, make it full of colour. Make it bigger, brighter, and full of colour now. Bigger, brighter, full of colour. Can you see it? Okay. Now where do you feel that good feeling in your body now?
Here.
Okay, now double that feeling now. Double the feeling in your body. Just double that feeling. Just double the feeling. Just double it, double it, double it. Make it bigger, make it brighter, make it full of colour, and just double that feeling in your body now. And make that letter O with your thumb and forefinger as we were doing earlier on. That's it. Just doubling the feeling now. Doubling the feeling. You're feeling good, you're feeling marvellous, you're feeling totally in control. Now I want you to see yourself going into a room. This time I want you to feel those feelings. You're feeling on top of the world. Looking everyone straight in the eye. Holding your head up high. And as the sound goes, holding your head up high and looking the world straight in the eye. You're feeling marvellous. You're feeling wonderful. You're feeling totally in control. Marvellous, wonderful, and totally in control now. It's a good feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. See yourself meeting people out socially. Again, looking them straight in the eye. And you're feeling that good feeling. It's a cleansing feeling, flowing through your body now, that good cleansing feeling just flowing through your body. And let's imagine now that you see yourself elsewhere. Now how are you feeling there?
In a lot more confident
Mm-hmm.
and relaxed.
Feeling more confident, more relaxed, okay. It's a good feeling, yeah?
Yeah.
And your tummy is feeling?
Yeah, it's feeling fine.
Double
Good,
the
yeah.
feelings now, okay. Doubling the feelings. Each breath you take increases that feeling more and more. As you make that letter O with your thumb and forefinger, it increases the feeling more and more. In fact, gravity makes it happen. Seeing people makes it happen. Just walking in a room makes it happen. It just happens so naturally, and the more it happens, the more it will happen in the future. Yeah? It's a good feeling now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So just open your eyes again now, feeling totally in control, totally relaxed. And thank you for this first longish session. Okay, thanks, Richard. Welcome back again to the Cork Hypnotherapy Clinic. We're now doing our second session. It's 1 week later, and already, as you can see on the tape, we've completed over 2 sessions on with Richard. And we're now back to session number 3 or 4. We're in about there, but do remember that to understand the concepts behind these sessions, you need to read all the course notes of the Irish School of Ethical and Analytical Hypnotherapy. And do bear in mind as well that we talk about doing sessions from 5 to 8 sessions generally, but as you know, there's components in those 5 to 8 sessions that can happen anywhere along the line. For example, although we're going into session 3 and 4 now, it could be sessions 7 or 8 in another session. So keep your eye on the course notes, exactly what's happening here with the sessions. Richard, welcome back again. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
And I see you have some written dreams here as well.
That's right.
You got 3 dreams altogether. That's excellent. And how'd you get on during the week, Richard?
I had a great week. Excellent.
Good week? Yeah. In what way now?
I felt very confident, and I was socially I was going out and I had my head held high and I was looking at people in the eye a lot more, and I was very bright and positive, and my girlfriend even commented on it a lot, you know. We went out over the weekend, or it might have been Thursday or Friday,
Right.
a couple of days after the session, and she said to me the following day that she hadn't seen me. I was in great form last night. She hadn't seen me in such great form for ages, and I had a smile for everybody, and I was laughing and joking and in great form.
And you felt more comfortable.
I did, yeah.
And as you were going into pubs and out socializing generally, before you were saying that you had to take a deep breath and dive in, wasn't it?
That's right.
Was there any of that over the weekend?
No.
And you felt comfortable talking to most people?
I did, yeah.
So something must have happened over the weekend then, over the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but
Okay, your deeper mind does, though. There's lots of positive changes happening, and it's only beginning. It's only beginning, because after the analysis you'll take on completely. There'll be no stopping the guy at all. So we're going to lie on the couch again here, Richard. In your own time, just make yourself comfortable on the couch there. You can, if you can, with all the wirings. Okay, that's the idea. Okay, and just relaxing. Walking along there towards you now, and I'm just going to put my finger on your forehead. Now, the words that I now use are addressed only to the subconscious of your mind, and it's a matter of complete indifference to both of us that you should be speaking, you should be listening with your conscious intellect, because the words are addressed only to the subconscious. Now, at the end of the session, you see a piece of paper and a biro on your pillow there. You feel a need, an urge, a drive, a force, a compulsion to write something on that paper, to write words in the paper. And the thing that you'll write now will be that very thing that has troubled the subconscious, the thing that the subconscious has been in trouble to keep out of your thoughts. Now you will write it down, you will release it, own up to it and admit it. But it's totally unnecessary for you to understand it yourself. If you want to think you've written something else, then you can. But what you will write will be that very thing that has troubled the subconscious. So at the end of the session now, you see a piece of paper and a biro on your pillow. You feel a need, an urge, a drive, a force, a compulsion to write something on that paper, to write words in the paper. And the thing that you'll write will be that very thing that has troubled the subconscious, the thing that the subconscious has been in trouble to keep out of your thoughts. Now you will write it down, you will release it, own up to it and admit it. Now take my hand away again now and go behind the desk and just tell me the very, very next thing now that comes to mind. The very, very next thing now that comes to mind. Doesn't matter what it is. Now what are you seeing there, please? What are you feeling? Eyelids wide open now. Just eyelids wide open. Just wide open. And as your eyelids are wide open, I just want you to just jot down something there for me. It doesn't matter what. Just anything at all. You can, you're right-handed, left-handed. Just jot down anything there. Doesn't matter what.
it's hard to write like this.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. And sleep. Just relaxing now even deeper. Much, much deeper now. Deeper and deeper and deeper still. Much, much deeper now. Deeper and deeper and deeper still. You realize what you wrote there, Richard?
Yeah.
What did you write there now, Richard?
Guilt.
The word guilt.
Guilt.
Now, what is it that Richard is guilty about?
A lot of things really, but I feel really terrible about not being able to make up to my father, you know. And I think that the way he was such a quiet man, and I probably the shock and of everything that I did, you know, has probably contributed to his death, you know. Because what I know now, that, you know, if people hold things in and they'll just work away inside that person, and I think he always held things in, and he didn't release it much or didn't talk about it much, and just held stuff to himself.
Now, you're aware now of the problem that you consulted with. You're coming with blushing easily, okay?
Yeah.
And the problem of meeting somebody, panicking, don't know, can't look people in the eye really, finding it difficult to look people in the eye, and especially people you don't know, that you're finding it difficult to meet them, isn't that right?
Uh-huh.
Now, what is your new perception of the problem now, Richard?
I think it's all kind of guilt related as well. That's what I think now, anyway.
Could you be more specific?
And you know, from what you were saying last week about all the masturbation and stuff like that.
What I was saying, sorry?
Last week about, you know, that I couldn't look into people's eyes when I came out of the toilet and stuff like that, and I think that has something to do with it, you know.
I see. That's
and,
good.
You explained it well last week, you know. It seems to fit in. And no guilt about that, and guilt about my father as well, I suppose.
What's your new understanding of that situation?
Of which one?
Of the ones you've just mentioned there.
Of all of them, yeah.
What do you reckon your new understanding is?
A new understanding. A new understanding, is that you said? Well, my new understanding, I think now, my mature self, like, I know now that there's nothing wrong with masturbation or anything like that. And, I mean, I've no problem with it now, but I think at the time I had a first problem with it, and I was very guilty, or I felt first guilty, and I felt that everybody knew what I was doing, and, you know, I couldn't look people in the eye, and I was, you know, going into rooms and stuff like that, and and I think that was just a kind of an inbuilt reaction down through the years, and even though I don't really feel guilty about it now, I think that inbuilt reaction of not looking at people in the earlier years probably just stayed with me as kind of habitual more than anything else down through the years, you know.
How do you now feel about...
Excuse me.
How do you now feel about what happened with that man that you mentioned last week? Because I think you were saying to me that it's something that you haven't thought about for a while, although you'd have remembered sometimes, but you've forgotten about it for a time.
It doesn't really seem important anymore, you know. And
But it would seem to me